Before the first book, before the first computer, and in fact, before the first wheel, there was a ritual. A greeting is a ritual. The way we eat together is a ritual. The way we read anthems or chant anthems, that is a ritual. The way we even mourn when we lose somebody, that is a ritual. All of these things, they aren't entertainment. They weren't just for entertainment. They were the first technologies of coordination. I know that today, when we think about technology, we are thinking code, we're thinking metal, we're thinking machines, we're thinking institutions of putting together these things, or assembly rather, not institution. But what if ritual is still the oldest and still the most important technology that we have? It's worth thinking about. As part of our series for unpacking and understanding the future, we will be discussing today why ritual is the first technology. Think about it this way. Ritual is the original UX. It's the original user interface and the original user expression or experience. Yorubas, for example, when we greet, we bow, we prostrate, we repeat each other's titles, we go back and forth, a series of call and responses. Well, if you think about it for a minute, it encodes respect, it creates legitimacy, and it also provides a sense of belonging. It says to the person, I know you, you know me, we are together, and we are we, if we may put it that way as we say. Now, this is more binding than the password can. Yes, this is in fact the first expression of passwords. Another example is the Catholic Mass or the Muslim prayer. These are structured repetitions and rituals that orient a community, that affirms and put together a community. The first ritual is the operating system. The ritual, rather, is the first operating system. It standardizes how humans behave. It ensures that if they act otherwise, we are not in agreement. If they act aligned, we are together. So ritual was and is the first OS. Now, today in technology and today in digital world, when we think about rituals, we think of it as a separated experience. No, it is still encoded within it. You think about how we design our onboarding forms. Most times we think about it as, we actually do forget this in today's digital world. We think about it in sense of as a side. We design onboarding as a form. We treat community as a list of users. But the platforms that have endured the longest, the platforms that in fact are enduring the longest, are the ones that have encoded rituals into them empirically and in fact embedded in every facet of that product. For example, TikTok, the way you do the dances, or think about WhatsApp. Every morning you receive a link, you receive a voice note, you receive these materials from friends and family, whereby if you acknowledge them, you are one of them. If you don't, they will stop sending it to you, which means you're not part of that community in that sense. So technology in itself has these things embedded, but we don't think of it that way. TikTok challenges that we notice, the dance repetition, is the ritual. And it just not only creates virality, but it also encodes memory on a deep layer. WhatsApp groups, like I mentioned, if you ignore these things, people will notice and they will stop sending it to you. So you're no longer part of that ritual or part of that community. And in fact, in corporate life, every morning we do these stand-up meetings, we clap at the end of the pitch, we have Friday beers, we hang out with our colleagues. We have these rituals. We're still building them and they're still well alive, even if we don't call them that. Now, ritual is going to become an important part of the future infrastructure, even in technology. While we may not think about it today, or we may not casually pay attention to it, but by 2035, ritual will not just accompany tech. Ritual will be the tech. Yes, I say that again. By 2035, rituals will not accompany tech. They will be the tech. To join a community at that time, to join a digital community, you have a series of initiation rites, as if you're joining a natural fraternity. These rites or these activities are not just sign up, they will go beyond sign up forms. They will provide a deeper layer of engagement and activities that proves or validates your membership. You think about when you want to send money in fintech at that point, it's not just going to be about paying. There's going to be a series of activities and shared actions that validate that you are indeed a member or a user of that product, or you indeed know the person you're sending it to. You know, think about like many other ways that this will work, from AI tutors that you have ready-made activities and greetings with, that by default, when you do this, it's not only unlocks in form of password, but it also creates a memory layer that is immediately passed along to that user between that machine. And this stickiness, you know, that chant, that gesture that you did for that AI would create stickiness beyond features rather, because without rituals, communities fall apart, and it is based on rituals that communities are put together. So I said to you today, the heresy of today is that our ritual is slightly being thought of in the back burner, and efficiency is being put at the front burner. But what if ritual is the hidden infrastructure we've always needed? What if that's the KYC layer that is going to change the way we onboard our product? What if the real future is not just smarter machines, but in the deeper part of belonging, where we can now use machines to create a sense of stronger togetherness for that community or for that product use? So next time you bow, next time you greet somebody or prostrate, or next time you do that silly TikTok dance, understand that you are contributing to the ritual layers of what will determine the future. And remember, humans are first of all persons of rituals, and these technologies of coordinations would not leave anytime soon. And in fact, it will become one of the most important ones as we head into the future.